The future of mankind. A university with a dream of running the sea with its infinite possibilities. Our dreams are all growing at Mokpo National Maritime University. This is the world best global Mokpo National Maritime University, where you can dream as much as you desire, challenge without hesitation, and head to the world. Mokpo National Maritime University is operating the training ship SEGERO to pioneer the new maritime era. According to the strengthened international agreement of the IMO, the International Maritime Organization, and Korean domestic law, the SEGERO is designed to allow students to receive onboard practical training in a safe and pleasant environment. The SEGERO can accommodate 33 crew members, 206 temporary passengers on board. A total of 239 people can board and live on the ship. And the width of the SEGERO is 19.4 meters, the height is 34.63 meters, and the length overall is 133 meters, which is longer than an international regulation soccer field. To train international navigation officers and engineers, the training ship SEGERO will allow students to receive practical training on board, and they can research various fundamental studies in the maritime and marine fields. For vessels, it's important to check the current location of the ship and the course for safe navigation. Navigation equipment used for the safe navigation of ships are called navigational equipment. In the training ship SEGERO, there's a steering gear that controls the direction of the ship, a radar that detects other ships, an electronic chart display, and information systems, ACTIS, that can check the real-time location, a gyro compass that directs the direction of the ship, an automatic identification system, AIS, that provides information on the ship, and an echo sounder that measures the sea level depth. There are many other state-of-the-art navigational equipments on board. The navigation officer in charge of navigating the ship should fully understand how to operate the navigational equipment and should actively utilize them for safe navigation. These are the communication and network equipment for safe navigation and onboard command delivery on the training ship SEGERO. The communication and network facilities of the training ship SEGERO, such as satellite communication antennas, Global Maritime Disaster Safety System, GMDSS, Master Clock, and Wi-Fi routers, facilitate the exchange of various navigational sensor information and navigational information necessary for the ship's navigation, and enables information service on a level similar to that of land on board the ship. Through the communication and network facilities of the training ship SEGERO, students can share and collect information about the navigating ship in real time and utilize this information to support the safe navigation of the ship. The propulsion and control systems that enable the ship to generate and operate the force to be navigated forward are of great significance to the ship. The main engine, which acts as the heart of the ship, and NOx reduction facilities for eco-friendly navigation have been installed and are currently being operated. The main engine of the ship and various equipment can be remotely operated, and the operation status and failure occurrences can be monitored in real time. There are generators that produce the electricity needed by the ship, boilers for hot water and steam production, ship ballast water treatment devices to prevent the inflow of alien marine species, purifiers that remove foreign material from fuel oil, incinerators used to incinerate waste or waste oil, a steering gear to adjust the ship's direction, and freshwater generators to make drinkable water, etc. Inspection, documentation, and performance diagnosis for normal startup, operation and shutdown of generators, and auxiliary equipment required for smooth navigation of the ship are conducted. The ship's engineers operate the main engine, overall power, auxiliary machinery, etc., and take action when there is a problem with the operation of the machinery. On the deck of the SEGERO, there is a mooring winch, which releases and pulls the rope when arriving and departing the port. In addition, there are other various equipments such as windlass to raise and lower the anchor, a crane to move cargo, and more. To maximize education efficiency for the deck and engine apprenticeship, the SEGERO has an engine simulator that allows students to directly operate engine room controls, and a ship handling simulator that allows students to directly navigate around major ports and waters domestically and internationally. It is a practical training and evaluation system that enables the same practice as actual ships enabling high practical training, stable and efficient ship navigation.
목포 해양대학교 해사대학에 재학 중인 경우에는요, 그 3학년 때 이제 실습을 외부 실습과 내부 실습으로 나눠서 운영을 하는데,
승선 실습은 국제협약인 STCW 및 국내법에 따라 국내외 해운선사에서 실제 운항 중인 선박을 승선하는 위탁 실습과 교내 실습선에 승선하는 교내 실습으로 구분됩니다.
저 같은 경우는 위탁 실습도 다녀오고 교내 실습도 다녀왔는데요. 위탁 실습에서는 아무래도 처음 보는 분들이고 어려운 부분들이 많았는데, 교내 실습 같은 경우는 교수님들이 굉장히 친근하게 대해주셔서 모르는 것들을 물어보기에도 편하고 또 수업 분위기도 굉장히 좋아서 그게 가장 좋았던 것 같습니다.
책으로 배우는 내용보다 실습을 정말 경험하는 거니까 저는 다 도움이 된다고 생각하는데, 그중에서 데이워크 했던 경험이 제일 기억에 남는 것 같습니다.
기기를 분해하고 조립하면서 교수님께 피드백을 즉각적으로 받으면서 교육을 받는 게 가장 큰 도움이 되었습니다.
이제 좋은 환경에서 이제 배울 수 있는 다시 이제 기억들을 상기시킬 수 있어서 좋았습니다.
후에 해양계 종사자가 되었을 때 제가 배웠던 것들을 이제 그 업계 내에서 무기로 사용을 할 수 있다고 생각이 들어서 취업과 저희가 실제로 공부해보는 것들이 좀 유기적으로 연결된다고 느껴져서 참 좋은 것 같습니다.
Inside the training ship SEGERO, there are also living areas such as fitness gyms, onboard hospitals and recovery rooms, restrooms, cafeterias, and bedrooms, so that students can live in a comfortable environment without any inconvenience. Multimedia lecture rooms, multi-purpose libraries, reading rooms, and student conference rooms were arranged to increase the efficiency for navigating, engineering, and various research education activities. The SEGERO, a training ship optimized for developing field-oriented talent with practice value and expertise as a marine officer while traveling the world's 5 major oceans and 6 major continents. For the safe marine cultural activities of our people, who will progress forward with the SEGERO. I will explain the safety equipment of the ship and guide you on the emergency responses. First is the safety system installed inside the ship for safe marine cultural activities. In order to ensure the safety of the ship and human lives, the ship has a self-propelling lifeboat that can be used to abandon and escape the ship, life rafts that can be used instead of a lifeboat, life buoys that can be thrown to rescue people in the water, self-igniting lights and safety control consoles for the safe and efficient control of the ship. Next, I'll explain the emergency response instructions for safety. After boarding the ship, first, sit in your designated cabin and carefully listen to the crew's safety instruction announcement. By following the announcements, in case of an emergency, be aware of the storage location of the life jackets, your current location, and the escape route in advance. And do not place personal items on the escape route. After watching the safety training video, take a closer look at the passenger emergency response instructions attached inside the ship and be aware of how to respond in case of an emergency in advance. When moving inside the ship, do not put your hands in your pockets and make sure to hold the handrail. There are many structures on the floor and above the head, so check upwards and downwards before moving. Ships are made of steel plates, so be careful of slipping and be careful not to bump into others. Never touch the switches of other equipment or open any doors carelessly when moving. Next, I'll explain the response in case of a fire. If there is a fire on board, shout "Fire!" immediately upon discovery. Then push the emergency bell to inform the crew of the fire. If the fire is not extensive before the crew arrives, find a fire extinguisher near you. Hold the bottom end and pull out the safety pin. Point the nozzle towards the fire. Grasp the lever as hard as you can. Stand with the wind behind you and release it from the front as if you were sweeping it. If it is impossible to extinguish with a fire extinguisher, close the door of the fire area to prevent the fire from spreading. Shout "Fire!" loudly, press the emergency bell, or use an onboard phone to notify that a fire has occurred. In the event of a fire on board, the command team will First, issue an emergency emergency signal with one long blast, and then announce the location, type, and size of the fire via onboard broadcast. Inform the Korea Coast Guard, the Vessel Traffic Service, and nearby ships of the fire and ask for necessary support. The firefighting team well. Take fire extinguishing equipment, etc., according to their roles. Muster at their designated station. After gathering, the number of people is counted and reported to the captain. Power and ventilation at the fire site should be cut off or closed while gathering. Check the condition of the self-contained breathing apparatus and the pressure of the air cylinder. After wearing a fire suit, move to the fire area. Connect the fire hose to the fire hydrant to prepare for fire extinguishment. Before entering, check the heat at the fire entrance and slightly open the door of the fire area to determine the degree of fire spread. The main firefighter and the assistant will enter the fire area and suppress the fire. If the fire spreads and it's impossible to be extinguished independently, the fire hydrant is withdrawn without delay, reported to the captain, and the captain issues an evacuation signal and instructs the evacuation. The support team well. Quickly pack the rescue equipment and move it to the patient area when there is a patient. First, check the patient's condition and report it. Ask for help from an external medical facility depending on the condition. Perform CPR quickly on patients who are unconscious and escape the fire area. When evacuating, move quickly to the designated area according to the crew's instructions. If you are unable to get guidance from the crew in an urgent situation, do not use the elevator installed on board, but hastily follow the escape route you identified in advance. When smoke occurs, lower your posture, cover your mouth and nose with a wet towel, and breathe shortly as you move. When smoke makes it difficult to gain visibility, if fluorescent strips are attached inside the ship, escape in the direction indicated by the fluorescent strips. It is extremely dangerous to return to collect your belongings while evacuating and is absolutely prohibited. Next, I'll explain the ship evacuation response. If an announcement is made to inevitably escape the ship due to a ship accident, find and carry a life jacket assigned to the cabin room or public area. If water enters or tilts the ship, the door may not open due to water pressure, so follow the crew's instructions and quickly move to the designated area through the emergency exits. Wear your life jacket after you go up to the designated area. Check the number of people when evacuating the ship to confirm if everyone is gathered and report it to the captain. Each person will board a designated lifeboat and evacuate the ship. There are two types of life jacket, vest types and necklace types. A vest type life jacket is worn by inserting both arms like a vest. Then the buckle is fastened to each area and the belt is tightened by pulling. Lastly, the strap is pulled forward and tied so that the knot does not loosen. Necklace type lifeguards are spread in front of the chest and worn by hanging it around the neck. The strap is then turned behind your back and its buckle is connected to the buckle on the front of the necklace type life jacket. If the life jacket is correctly worn, check that the attached whistle and emergency light are functioning properly. Whistles and emergency lights can be used to indicate your location in the event of a rescue call at sea. Even in times of crisis, if you gather a sense of safety and know the protocol in advance, you can safely and soundly escape from danger. Mokpo National Maritime University is always striving to improve its expertise and practical skills, as well as to spread awareness of safety culture and improve its accident responsibility through marine safety education. Towards the sea, towards the world, towards the future. Mokpo National Maritime University.